It's been pointed out to me that I'm often not nearly as patient with myself as I am with those around me. Perhaps that's why I don't often find the time to just sit and think and reflect. I'm too caught up in the busy traps of the world to allow myself time for journaling or other such fluffy things. Today, however, when I boarded the train, it felt different. I'll be the first to admit that I romanticize trains. I have vivid memories of many different train rides. My earliest is with my cousins. We're running through the train, pushing the buttons to open the doors between the train cars, giggling profusely. I deeply associate trains with independence in my mind. Before I could drive, I used to take the train into the city and meet up with a friend for a quick meal or a shopping trip, and then catch the train home all by myself. There's a great story about a train ride written by David Baldacci that I once read while riding a train that did a terrific job of cementing my romanticized notions even further. Great themes of adventure, intrigue, and exploration. Trains and train rides also lend themselves nicely to a metaphor for life, I've found. You never quite know where you're going, what you'll see. You'll encounter various obstacles that you'll go through or around or over. Sometimes you go quickly and sometimes slowly. It can be a solo experience, but sometimes trains pass trains on the tracks. Your path will intersect with other vehicles, and sometimes you barrel through that intersection while other times you slow down and blow your whistle and say hi. And occasionally, life comes to a grinding halt. But metaphors aren't really my thing, so I don't think I'll try to stretch that one too much more. Another thing I thought about on the train ride was graffiti. I honestly believe it's one of the most beautiful things that I've seen. A surprising burst of color in an otherwise dreary expanse of wall. There's a beautiful, stubborn, anti-establishment taste to it that I just greatly admire. The graffiti artists keep making their art over and over again. Society tells them that they're wrong, fines them for their art, and covers it in drab paint. And each time they come back and do it again. It is such a strong, beautiful, booming, bold voice from folks who often aren't given much space in society's dominant narrative today. It's inspiring to me, honestly, as I often wish that I was making long-term choices for myself with such strong conviction, pushing past what others tell me because in my heart I know the path I've picked is the right one. So I graduated from college 2 years ago and landed a pretty great job with my alma mater, and it lasts about 2 to 3 years in length typically. And I found that I've had quite a few conversations with friends about what comes next. It's been a theme of many conversations in our lives recently. What comes next? Friends that I've thought have had it together for years, working toward a singular career choice, are asking themselves if they've made the right choice, and if it's actually what they want to do. Friends who fell into great jobs and careers are equally as skeptical. Even those who picked so intentionally and with so much conviction just a year ago are trying to figure out what specific path and in what specific location is the right choice. No one has everything figured out, and most have little to none of it held together. So I'm not really sure what this means for my friends and I. I think we're making a lot of best guesses, informed decisions, and well, let's hope for the best. There's an element of chance as we're forced to let go of the reins, hard for the control freaks among us, and live through an adventure. There's only so much a well-researched spreadsheet can account for. The best part of it for me is knowing that we'll all end up somewhere. And maybe that first somewhere will be the wrong where, but then we'll go elsewhere and find a new stop. Like a train, we will all stop at different stations and try them out. And if this route isn't working, we'll hop off and transfer to another. There's definitely an element of experimentation and adventure, but it's comforting to know that ultimately we'll all arrive at a destination that feels about right.